closer in time.
Some of the oldest surviving marks made by humans are outlines of hands, pigment blown around fingers pressed to cave or canyon walls. Some are small, some high above the ground, some distorted or doubled. These stencils, along with other art, appear across continents: Europe, Asia, Australia, South America, North America, Africa, and at numerous ancient sites, long before agriculture, long before cities. The gesture is simple: I was here. We tend to treat prehistory as one long, undifferentiated stretch, but of particular interest, ancient hand stencils offer a kind of ghostly chronology. They suggest when people began thinking in terms of time and their place in it. One trace for another. Set against sandstone walls darkened by desert varnish, the ancestral Puebloans left a record that endures. Horned figures, thunderbirds, maze-bodied spirits, and in between, quieter marks. Hand stencils. Just a few, small, deliberate, unmistakable. Here in Canyon de Chelly, by Calcopelli Cave, pigment was blown around fingers pressed to stone. The technique was ancient, the human context timeless. These were settled people, farmers, astronomers, builders of kivas and cliff dwellings, using a Paleolithic gesture for their own time. The stencils don't speak, but they register. Someone stood here, reached, marked the wall, and left no name. High in the canyon of the Rio Pinturas, the walls bloom with absence. Hundreds of hand stencils, mostly left, mostly small, hover just above the stone. Some overlap, others float alone. Together they form one of the world's densest and most haunting collections of human negatives. The artists, likely ancestors of the Tehuelche, hunted guanaco across the scrublands. Bows came later. At first they used bolas, two stones tied by sinews swung and flung to entangle legs. Unlike the stencils in Canyon de Chelly, these here at Cueva de las Manos are far older. They predate writing by millennia. Yet the people understood something essential about visibility. A big part of being is absence. At Mount Borradaile in western Arnhem Land, where escarpments fracture the savanna and the air hums with ancestral memory, the rock itself is alive with figures. Kangaroos, spirits, canoes, sailboats, guns. Yes, guns, and of course, hands. These paintings and stencils are not static relics. The Yolngu and Bining peoples don't merely descend from this tradition, they maintain it. Some images are tens of thousands of years old, others mere years or even days. The past is layered into the present in places with no clear line between them. Both the art and the great expanse of time over which it was created belong to the people who have lived here longest. What they paint remains what they have always painted. The world as it reveals itself, as it endures, and as they have so far endured it. These dates, and many upcoming in this mini-series, though some more than others, are very much open to speculation. For one thing, the method of dating is subject to error. For another, the art itself may not have been dated directly, the dates being inferred indirectly through dating of nearby human artifacts. So we should carefully qualify our comparisons. So, for example, we can say, based on these archaeological date estimates for art cataloged at these sites, the earliest hand stencils at Cueva de las Manos are closer in time to the most recent hand stencils there than the earliest hand stencils are to the most recent at Mount Borradaile by 2,000 years. If Borradaile is a symphony, Chauvet is a whisper. Older, stranger, the caves were discovered in 1994 and immediately sealed to protect its ghostly inhabitants. Lions hunting in silence, mammoths on the move, and a pair of red hand stencils. The red ochre silhouettes are distinct and isolated. One shows a crooked little finger, also seen in palm prints deeper in the cave, perhaps the same individual pressing onward. Charcoal drawings of rhinos and lions curving along the rock are among the oldest known figurative images in the world. Like many of these sites, Chauvet was not a single moment. It was returned to, reused, repainted for perhaps 500 generations. Unlike the living tradition at Mount Borradaile, Chauvet Cave's prehistoric canvas eventually went quiet, but its legacies remain. Based on these archaeological date estimates for the art cataloged at these 4 sites, the earliest hand stencils at Mount Borradaile are closer in time to the most recent hand stencils there than the earliest hand stencils are to the most recent at Chauvet Cave by 3,000 years. And we are closer in time to the earliest hand stencils at Borradaile than these stencils are to the earliest hand stencils at Chauvet Cave by 17,000 years.